you're going to be using a decent amount of tools in your business as you grow. And of course, they're going to change as you scale and move along and find new things. For us here in March 2020, we have a few, 10 really, cool tools and really apps that you can use online and on your computer to help you grow your business. Now, before we start this list, just know that this isn't a ranked list. These are just tools that we happen to like and that we happen to use. So are these the best, latest, and greatest? I don't know, and I'm not particularly interested in the latest and greatest. These work for us and we like them. So that's what this list is about. So in today's Morning for Visionaries, we're going over the 10 tools that we like here in March 2020. And because this is the first video in our little series of these tools types of thingies, it's just a kind of a bigger list than what's probably going to happen in future videos. No, again, not a ranked list, but number one on the list is our project management tool that we use. It's called Plutio. It is a tool that's in rather active development, so there are some quirks that they are still working out, but their team is growing and it's pretty good. And I even use it to manage how I'm producing, writing out the notes, and all these fun things for videos like this, and including my task and who is delegated what tasks, such as video production, editing, sound, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of fun. Number two on the list is a cool little, there are a few types of this tool, but the tool we happen to be using right now is called the Jot URL. It's for shortening links from something like this to something like this. It's nice and short. My only complaint about this tool is I hope their interface gets a little bit faster, but they have a decent amount of tools, actually a whole lot of tools built into the system. The interface is pretty darn great. Again, I hope it speeds up a little bit. And their API is pretty phenomenal, so you can plug in a lot of really cool things. So I'm loving Jot URL. There's, again, like I mentioned, there's a few others like this, and we keep bouncing around a little bit, but so far we've settled on Jot URL because of the integrations we can do with it. The third tool is Krello, and the fourth tool is Offeo. Offeo? I can never pronounce that name right. But so 3 and 4 are very much so related, but they are not the same tool. Crello is a fun little tool to create little animations and animated GIFs, or I guess you can export as a GIF and a MP4. But these cool little animated videos and these kind of things, it's for fast, quick videos, and you kind of just get them going and you can pump them out. It's pretty darn cool for that. Offeo it does similar things. You can get quick little graphics out, but also Krello can do static graphics, not just animated GIFs. It's got some really cool tools and decent library for that. Offeo does as well-ish, but it has a different set of tools, and it's more made for creating the videos, and you cannot, as far as I know, create just a graphic. It's really made for creating these short little clips and videos, like a quick promo video. And I don't mean video from something like this. I mean, you add a little character here, you add some text, and then this is the next part that really makes Offeo really cool, is that you have, not only do you have layers, but you have timing ability for each layer that you have. So the text can go in here, and then 2 seconds later, the other text can go in, and this one can animate this way, while this other one fades in and rolls up, those kinds of things. So it has those really cool tools, and you can create some really fun things, and it has scenes, so you can fade from one scene to the next, so you can make like a 12-second clip right in there without using Premiere or After Effects or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Next is a tool we've already talked about a whole bunch of times in our previous videos, but Elementor. We love Elementor for a lot of our website projects simply because it does just work. Again, is it perfect? No, but it works really darn well and has a pretty good interface going forward. And once you're in there, it is pretty slick and fast to get everything done, and it has only a very small learning curve. On top of that, it has a very big community of additional, goodies, plugins, and support. So it's pretty darn cool for most visual interface type things you want to do on the front end of a WordPress website. After that is a tool we're moving from. So a lot of us know of MailChimp. MailChimp is pretty darn cool, but my problems with MailChimp is that it's become bloated and a little bit weird. I really do hope they fix up a lot of the interface issues with MailChimp. Now, we've moved from MailChimp, which we found to be a bit limiting, but their visual interface for creating emails is really top-notch, to a tool called MooSend. And yes, Moo as in cow, so MooSend, MOOSEND, MooSend. Its interface is not that great for the admin interface, but they do have a lot of automation tools, a lot of tracking tools. They have some split testing tools all built into the system at a very fair price point, and their visual editorial tool thingy for emails is pretty top-notch as well. I think a little bit better than MailChimp's stuff, sort of. But it is pretty cool. It works, and the price is much better, I think, and it comes with a lot more nerdy little thingies I can poke and touch. So that part makes me really happy. And also you can send through MooSend. So it does come with a lot of cool little features that way. For some planning things for your social media, the next two are all about planning. There's Plannable IO and Lighter.com. Plannable is essentially, at least the way we're using it, it's a content calendar scheduling tool. So we create content somewhere out there first. Then we go into Plannable. We schedule when it's going to be posted out in social media. So we publish it now, let's say, right? And then we put it into Plannable. We put a little social media post, and then we schedule all our posts across all our accounts that it needs to relatively go to, and then click send, and it then will schedule and send out when it needs to. Though we then use Later.com because Plannable.io doesn't really work great with Instagram. So we use Later.com for Instagram for the same exact thing that we use Plannable for everything else. And the last two, well, number 9 on the list is not because all the previous ones were online things. This number 9 is an app for both for Windows. I don't remember if they have a Linux version, but they have one on Mac and on Windows. It's the EOS Utility 3. So for those of you who have been watching my videos, I always use a Canon camera simply because that's just what I've been used to, and so that's just what I use. But it has a EOS utility, EOS being the line of the camera, that allows you to control the camera and the settings live. So that's what I do. So I have my camera, I have my video monitor, but also on my computer here, I know you can't see my computer, but here on my computer, I have this video here that, well, it allows me to control everything that I do, including the controls for brightness, speed, and color controls and all those fun things live. So that's kind of cool. And I use it pretty much every single time I'm recording these videos. The only time I don't use it really is when I'm live streaming or on a video conference call. Then I might only just use the controls for speed just so I can have the correct brightness, but that's about it. Now, the last thing is not a tool per se, but I do recommend y'all do something like this on your computers, especially if you're a web developer or you do something like this repeatedly. Create a little script for yourself that can do said task repeatedly. And because one of the tasks that I have to do is convert graphics from various formats into JPEGs, because JPEGs can be usually, not always, compressed the farthest. So I have a little script that I can right-click on any image and then click right-click and then convert to JPEG, and it'll convert to JPEG right there for me in my file browser. So that's kind of cool. I do recommend you create these kind of things for yourself because it does really help speed things up. On my phone, for example, I paid like $2 or whatever it was for a cheap little app that allows me to save a few clicks just so I can email myself, because I almost always email myself notes. So I just click this button, it already pre-fills everything out, and all I have to do is fill out the message, click send, and so cheesy little things like this, it helps speed things up. So that's why I have a script, and I recommend you do too. Right-click anything, like usually it's PNG to JPEG. That's what I usually do, but you can do whatever else you want with these kind of scripts, and I do recommend you do them. And that's it for today's Morning for Visionaries. So those are the 10 tools: Plutio, JotURL, Krello, Offeo, Elementor, MooSend, Planable, Later, EOS Utility, and the small little scripty thingy, which we sadly had to be custom coded, so you might have to muck about with that kind of stuff a little bit, but that's okay. So that's it for today's Morning for Visionaries. If you have any cool ideas or really cool tools that you use online or on your computer that you'd love to share, I'd love to know what kind of really neat things you guys use in your business to make things go and work. See you next time. Bye.